Hi everyone, it's Lotus and welcome back to my channel. Today I am setting up my bullet journal for May and I can't believe it's already a new month. Time is flying by so fast, but as you can see, my theme this month is cooking or kitchen items, and I was really inspired by an iconic quote from Stray Kids. It's actually from their song God's Menu, so I decided to incorporate a little bit of their God's Menu music video elements into here and also from the Go Live album itself, and kind of do a mashup with the cooking theme this month. So for the left hand quote page, I drew a bamboo wooden style cutting board, and for the quote I used a font similar to the God's Menu Go Live album's graphics. So I just lettered in the lyrics of the quote. And since the quote says cooking like a chef, I'm a 5-star Michelin, I decided to look up what the Michelin stars look like because I actually didn't know what they looked like before. I thought they were like regular 5-pointed stars, but they're these 6 rounded star things. So I thought that was pretty cool, and I just added 5 of them underneath my quote. And then for decoration, I added a tomato and a knife at the bottom. This month I used both colored pencils and markers in the setup since it allowed me to get the nice wood grain effect on like the cutting board and cabinets, while also letting all the other kitchen elements look really vibrant and evenly colored. So now moving on to the cover page, I drew a little kitchen setup with a shelf with hanging utensils on the top and a stove and cabinets below the countertop. And this was something really new for me because I never really experimented much with a full page scene as the cover, or even used like different types of media and like mixed it together. But for this month I used my Pigma microns to outline everything first, and then I thought that my washi tape would actually look really cool as the kitchen backsplash slash tiling. So I measured out my washi tape to create the tile pattern, and then I straightened everything up and lined it up off camera. And then I'm just trimming the excess with my X-Acto knife. I also added a deeper gray grid pattern washi tape to be the floor, and then I cut around it so that it fit the page nicely. After placing the washi tape, I had to retrace all of the kitchen items, but after I did that, I started coloring them in. And for the title, I started using my Tombow Fudenosuke brush pen to color it in, but the ink was a little bit watery on top of the tape, so I actually switched to a black Sharpie to get a nice like dark even color for the title because I really wanted it to be bold and look very like strong. And yeah, this is like the first time I ever used Sharpie in my bullet journal, and I was so scared that, you know, it would bleed through the tape or anything, but it didn't, so I'm really glad that I was able to get the nice dark color. For the parts where I had to color over the washi tape for the hanging utensils though, I used some of my other Bic permanent markers. as well as my Jelly Roll gel pens to color in those stuff on top of the tape, because the Super Tips markers and the mild liners were a little bit too watery of a pigment to put over that, and these seem to hold on to the tape the best. And then for the rest of the page, I just used a mix of my Super Tip markers and my mild liners to color in like the stove, the cabinets, and the hanging towel. And then I used a black colored pencil to color in the middle part of the oven, the part that's like see-through kind of. Now we are moving on to the calendar spread. So at the top I used the same font style to do the May title. And then for the calendar grid, I decided to go with the 5x5 layout, similar to what I did last month, just because it gives me more space in the spread so I could add more drawings and images. So here I am just doing the calendar grid boxes. Then I decided to write out the numbers of all the dates in red. So my color scheme is kind of black, gray, brown, and red, which I think turned out pretty cool, and it looks really nice together. At the top I'm just coloring in the black bar where I'm going to put the days of the week, and then I am using my Pigma microns to outline all of the kitchen items around the page. So I do different things like pots and pans, a little teacup, a stand mixer, a whisk, rolling pin, a pitcher, strainer, a bunch of stuff that you use in the kitchen. My favorite is probably the knife rack. I think that turned out looking really cool, and I got to experiment with all the different kinds of, kitchen knives and stuff, putting that on the little stand. And I'm just going in with my Tombow Furunosuke brush pen and coloring in the title. And then using my Jelly Roll to write in the days of the week on top of the black bar. And now I am using my zebra mild liners and my Super Tips with those colors I mentioned earlier to color everything in. And I really like the way everything got mixed and matched. I have like the red as a pop of color and like the accent color, and then like the light gray and the brown kind of used for all of the cabinets and kitchenware. I think it looks really cohesive. And yeah, I really like how all these colors look together, especially at the end with everything colored in. It just looked really satisfying. I did mix in some of the color pencil in some places where it's supposed to be like wooden, and I think that was the best choice for making the cabinets look kind of realistic, and having that contrast from the marker. Then we are moving on to the habit tracker, so I'm using the same block letter font style at the top. And I'm really excited about this month's habit tracker because I drew little shelves and little kitchen items. So I have a pot, a pitcher, a cup, a plate, and a microwave, which I'm going to use to track my habits. And so I kind of had skipped the habit tracker last month, but I thought, you know, I want to try and do it again this month, and I had this idea for it to kind of make these little kitchen items and then put the numbers inside. So I'm really excited about using this, and I think it turned out really cool to have, you know, the shelves and have the items, and then I numbered all the days like 1 through 31 inside. So I think it turned out pretty cool. I forgot to write what the microwave is for, but that's going to be for my exercise habit, and I added it in afterwards. But yeah, so I'm just coloring in the title now with the same brush pen. And now I'm using my accent colors to add some pops of color to the items. So I'm going around all of the edges with the red for the pots and other like utensils. Then I'm coloring the microwave red. And then for the shelves, I'm coloring those in with the brown color pencil. Then I'm just coloring in the center of the microwave with my color pencil to again make that kind of see-through door effect that the microwaves have. Moving on to the next side of the spread, I am doing a like random page that I always do in my bullet journal for like memories or to-dos or other things I need to write down. So I just made a thick border around the page, and then I wrote a little quote from God's Menu. I copied the lyrics from online, so I hope it's correct because I just copied some of the Korean. That is from one of Han's parts. And then I printed out this little God's Menu logo. That's the Stray Kids logo for their song. And I kind of just pasted that in the middle. Moving on to the next spread, I'm really excited. I'm doing a Dutch door this month. I haven't done one for so long, but after looking through my old bullet journals, which I did in my last video, I was like, you know, I should bring back the Dutch door. So that's what I'm doing. I cut one half of the side. I planned everything out as usual already, so it was pretty easy to just color in that section with the accent color and then cut it out. And now I am doing the decorations on the sides and putting space for the days of the week. The left hand side says cookin a sauce. That is also a lyric from God's Menu. That's also Han's part. And then I just kind of drew a bunch of ingredients that'll go in this sauce. I drew the pot. And so I'm just outlining all of that and then coloring it in. And again, I'm using my Tombow Furunosuke brush pen for the text in the center, and then using the same markers that I did before to color everything in. Now moving on to writing the days of the week inside. So I used my brush pen to write in the dates, so it includes the last week of April, and then the right hand side is for the first week of May. Then we are going in and writing the days of the week with the red fine liner. And then I added these pieces of washi tape I had left over from the cover spread just to, decorate a little bit more. And then I'm setting up the other half of the Dutch door for weeks 2 and 3 for May. On the right sidebar, the decoration is another array of kitchen items and ingredients. The quote I put here is, "I just want to taste it, make it hot," and that is another lyric from God's Menu. The song is really good. I got a lot of inspiration from both their music video and like the lyrics for this spread. And I think it really tied in well with the kitchen theme. So even though it's not like a fully Stray Kids theme, it's kind of more of the cooking and kitchen. I think it was nice that I got to add in like little subtle elements, to their song and like their album art and stuff. But yeah, so I just outlined everything again with my microns. And then I am going to be coloring it in, again with the same set of markers, some of my super chips, some of my mild liners, and my fine liners. And now we are doing the numbers on the other side of the Dutch door. So this is week 2 and week 3 of May. And then I am again using the red accent color to write in the days of the week. And then I'll be making a spread for the last week of May on the back of this page, but that's not part of this setup, but that's just kind of what I plan to do next time. And then I thought the sidebars looked a little plain, just being blank, so I decided to use one of the light brown color pencils to color it in. So here I am just coloring in the right hand side, and then I did the left hand side off camera. So now here's the final flip through of this month's setup. I think it turned out really cool. I love all the kitchen items scattered around, and I love the color scheme that I used. If you want to see more pictures of it throughout the month, be sure to follow me on Instagram at Lotus Sparkle. And yeah, that is pretty much it for this video. Thank you so much for watching. Make sure to thumbs up and subscribe. I'll see you next time. Bye!